So, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to game number 3. Desirek, how are you doing? Desirex, I should say your full name.
I'm doing fine, man. How are you doing this wonderful evening?
Oh, I'm doing super well because I get to shoutcast League of Legends. Every single week, I crave Tuesdays and Thursdays because those are my nights that I'm free to shoutcast League of Legends. And all I can think about all day and all night is the next time that I can hype some player's plays. Because to me, it's the greatest feeling in the world when there's somebody, especially who's not a master tier. Like we see some master tier players tonight play, but when you're a silver, but you make that one perfect flash, or you're a bronze or a gold, and you just get that outplay because you know your champion so well. And a caster is going wild, and there's Pog champs being thrown into the Twitch chat. That's the best feeling in the world. This is the closest that I can get to the LCS experience, and I want that for as many players as possible. So every time I get a chance to do this, I'm just in my zone. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
That was a beautiful influx of words right there. I just got to throw out there, and it's great that you have a community like that and you're delivering this kind of service to the people. But check this out, we're hitting the champ select now. I think we got to start touching on the champions, baby.
Yeah, we don't want to get too behind. We've got, of course, the usual bans of the Nico, the Fizz. We saw the Camille last game, so we're going to take that away. Katarina, a couple more mid laners pinched, Kat, the Azir, and Ahri. So that leaves very few mid laners left to actually choose from. There's a handful in between. Picks-wise, Gangplank and Jarvan for Ignite, Gnar and Sivir for the side of XenoMVP. Actually, give me 2 seconds here. I don't think I've seen anyone play any of these champions before on the stream. So this is pretty exciting stuff.
It's the preseason patch. This is the time to just experiment and have a good time and really figure out what really suits your niche.
And there's a lot of opportunities to play some new stuff. I mean, last game you saw this Talia support popping off. He's popped off so many times before, enough that Travesty is talking about picking it back up again. It's really a cool opportunity to try something new. It is also the Throwback Thursday fun night, so why not pick something that you're not as familiar with just to try them out, you know? Stretch your muscles a little bit. Yeah, you're a one-trick mid laner, but you know what? Why not? It's a custom game. Play in the jungle. Speaking of, Desirex, what do you main? Like what role, what champion, real quick?
I'm a little bit of a jack of all trades, but I do enjoy not top. So, you know, I think I'll go with that role, not top. It's one of my favorites.
So not top or nocturne top?
Not top.
Okay, so anything but top lane. I gotcha. Yeah. You don't want to play on the island up there. I am a support main mostly because I, as a play-by-play caster, don't memorize items and those numbers. So I'm gonna try to do the analysis casting tonight, and which means that if I play support, I can just focus on keeping my teammates alive rather than do I have the damage to kill them. Speaking of killing, Charan grabbing the Warwick, not a usual pick, really good for the engage, and Orianna. Man, there's some potential for some wombo combo coming out of XenoMVP. Orianna, Warwick, Gnar, Sivir. Ooh, that's looking like a teamfight comp.
And there's a lot of potential there, but there's no one really to be that direct front line and absorb a whole lot of damage. Eventually, Warwick, he's going to wear off on his damage resist, and Gnar only has that Mega Gnar form to be tanky, so it could work both ways in that case, my friend.
Timing is crucial there. Whereas for the side of Ignite, look at their engage tools. You've got Jarvan with the flag and drag. Karma going to be able to snare some people up, as well as Shyvana ultimate, basically setting a big party flame right in the middle of everything. We'll see which team is able to come out in the lead. I think, though, if I am doing a little bit of quick mental analysis, the side of XenoMVP laners overall have a tiny bit of early game advantage. It's gonna, as of course, come down to where they can push those advantages, especially on that Orianna in the mid lane. Before we get too much further, I'm going to roll through the players and their champions for XenoMVP. If you, my good sir, would do the honor of rolling through Team Ignite. For the side of XenoMVP, we've got Cody J taking the Sivir for the 80 carry role. Swings both ways on Gnar in the top lane. Arcane Vixen with Nidalee in the supportive role. Char and with the Warwick in the jungle. And not feeling so ooh-woo with Orianna in the mid lane.
I'm gonna have to make some assumptions here because
Yes.
I see the Gangplank, I see the Shyvana, but I'm going in the top lane. Shyvana played by Mystic Warrior in the jungle. Let me play on that Jarvan the Fourth, as well as the mid lane. Double Knot gonna play that Gangplank in ADC support. Gonna be Harima on Jinx and you single on Karma.
I think I'm going to have to correct you a little bit simply because I have slight insider knowledge. Mystic Warrior has played the AP Shyvana mid lane one other time. Little bit of a spicy pick there. It didn't go great in the early game, definitely harassed out, but towards the mid game, once she was able to get a couple of items, get a little bit healthier, when she could make those engages, was able to just burn through the enemy's health like nothing else. Excited to see if he can do that again, especially facing up against an Orianna, whose auto attacks are so crucial early game because of the bonus damage. It means that against a melee champion, it's going to be a lot easier just to harass that Shyvana out of lane.
And that's the type of stuff I like right there. When you're not willing to conform to this meta, you're willing to just have a good time and enjoy what you want to play. The Shyvana, I've seen the AP Shyvana do some dirty things before, and I'm hoping if that's the case, I want to see those dirty things happen in this game as well, especially given the comp they have. There's so much damage they can pump out in an instant.
And there's so much dive potential. Jarvan using that Cataclysm, locking people together. Shyvana ults it on top of it. It's a AoE wombo combo. Jinx rocket slamming through everybody. That said, they might be going into their doom if, not feeling so ooh-woo, is able to place a perfect shockwave. Because if Jarvan locks the team, both teams together in one zone, Orianna then ults all of them on top of each other. You've got Sivir, who not only can spell shield a little bit to get out of whatever engage is trying to happen, but late game, a couple of those ricochets will tear an enemy team apart. So I see a lot of critical positioning from XenoMVP. They need to take their players and they need to put them in the correct spots so they don't get jumped on, they don't get a gangplank two-shotting you, and are able to actually win when it comes towards like Baron fights or Dragon fights after the turrets go down.
Yeah, but looking on the side of Team Ignite, really a lot of it comes down to just playing around the ultimates of XenoMVP, playing around the Mega Gnar form as well. If you get caught all together, all grouped up, of course, it's absolute annihilation. Team XenoMVP can destroy Team Ignite. But Team Ignite, just play it safe, play it careful, play it calculated, respect those ultimates. Team Ignite just burn through them quickly. Jinx has all the range in the rocket form, as well as the damage and lockdown that comes from the cannon barrage and the cataclysm. It's not a fun comp to go against if they're calculated enough to play it right.
Yeah, that's the key is the timing. Oh, look at these skins. XenoMVP, Snowstorm Sivir, Snowdanar, Snowbunny Nidalee, Tundra Warwick, Winter Wonderland Orianna. Oh my gosh, give them a hand, you guys. They are pairing these champions and their skins together to be a beautiful team. This is when you know that they are a true team. We'll see if they have that synergy. If they can make use, as you talked about, those ultimates, but time them in the right way, catch people out, use that Orianna to great effect. I'm really curious on you single. I think this is his first time playing on the stream. This Karma, not our traditional pick, but one amazing thing that she has is when she's able to shield the entire team. It really can absorb a massive amount of the enemy team pressure, and it gives them a speed boost to reposition. Basically says, hold up, we're going to reset the fight, we're going to move to a position that we have an advantage, and then go from there. And I think that if Karma uses it wisely, especially as you talked about playing around, waiting for Mega Gnar, he tries to engage, she shields everybody out of the fight, Mega Gnar goes away, we got back to the Mini Gnar, and then you can go in from the side of Ignite and maybe win a fight. Go ahead.
Yeah, and that's where you see a lot of differences in the different play styles of Karmas. A lot of them tend to just like to really be that aggressive Karma that mantras the Q and just wants to set in all that damage in the zone control. There's others that prefer to just try and, do the whole regen Karma thing. This being a support, I don't expect that to be the case. It's a little bit of a high economy build if you want to go for that health regen Karma. But yeah, completely echo exactly what you're saying. It should be a case of trying to use that shield to boost the team out of there and play around all the ultimates that we have on that other side for Team XenoMVP. But on the side of Team XenoMVP, that shield can be completely negated, specifically the movement speed from the Sivir ultimate as well. That's a lot of movement speed that is easy to bring in at any given moment. Just hit the R and everyone starts full blast running in.
All right, guys, game number 3, Team XenoMVP versus Team Ignite. We are about to get into game. Excited to see what both teams can bring to the table. My guest with me is Deserex joining us. And yeah, oh my gosh, Travesty pumped up your voice so much, but I don't know if he truly prepared me because your voice is truly as smooth as butter. And I find myself little by little trying to drop my high, squeaky, excited voice down into, can I fake a little bit more smoothness to even try to be slightly on par with this guy's just smooth voice. Very quickly wanted to note in the jungle, Warwick versus J4. I'd like to see some early aggression out of this Warwick. Sometimes they really want to just kind of sit around, get level 6 before trying to find any ganks. I'd like to see him, though, making some moves on the earlier side, especially in that top lane, because if you can shut down a gangplank early on, it can delay his scaling towards the later game by a pretty decent amount. And a level, 4 Warwick with red buff can still do good work in lane, even if it's just getting the flash, setting up Gnar to then follow up afterwards as a ranged champion, harass Gangplank out of lane, something of that nature.
Yeah, most definitely. And it's interesting to see teams try and focus down a Gangplank, just because trying to delay that inevitability is really tricky, because if the game goes on too long, he's still going to get to that point. So it's not just about stopping him from hitting critical mass, because eventually he's going to hit that mass. You have to be able to make those macro plays to close out the game before that scaling really starts to come in.
And call me a liar. It's a Nidalee in the mid lane, and Orianna support in the bottom lane. Can be thrown out of that command attack, not quite hitting the Karma. A little bit of engaged, though. Go ahead.
A lot of damage coming in there. Not feeling. Having to back off of that one. Losing that much health that early is kind of scary when it comes to this early game. But you can tell they're just completely geared to do early game aggression, because that's a double Dark Harvest bot lane on the side of Team XenoMVP.
So they're looking to just push in. And on Sivir, with the massive amount of wave clear that she has, she does have that capability, able to clear a lot. As Warwick getting on that top side, he went blue straight up here. There's the fear as well. Double Knot is able to walk away from now. And I'm taking over PvP again because that's what I'm so comfortable doing. I apologize. Just call me out, interrupt me, and go right over top of me if I do that.
Yeah, that's kind of rough for Double Knot, but he did get out of that without having to burn his flash. And that's one of the critical things when going on late game carries like that Gangplank. So as long as he can survive under the tower, he does have a lot of range skills to work with, but a lot of damage going on the bot side. Cody 1 gonna throw out the boomerang, gets a lot of damage in. Ignite going through, not so feeling so good. He's the first one to fall. First blood going over to Team Ignite.
And again, you gotta watch these turrets. They have more damage than you expect. They can really crit you very, very early on. Catches out the Orianna. All it took was one shot. Chunked the Orianna down. Nice spell shield, Cody J, keeping himself from getting slowed down by the Karma.
Yeah, and that is some high-risk stuff. They wanted the attack. They wanted the kill lane. Unfortunately for them, not paying off. That's a scary thing when you're going against Team Ignite's Jinx and Karma. Those can scale to holy heck if you're not careful.
One kill already, first blood over to Team Ignite. We're able to pick it up on that bottom lane. And overall, I just was not expecting the Orianna supporters. Wait, hold on, another engage coming in.
Yeah, Cody forced to burn his flash, able to sneak in a Dark Harvest stack while running away from that one. And that's going to bite a little bit, but that's biting off more than you can chew at the very end of the day. Should have backed out way earlier. Didn't have to burn that, but in the mid lane, Arcane take it to Mystic Warrior. Mystic Warrior returns fire. Almost able to take down Arcane. Close fight in mid.
Yeah, and this is one of those things. I thought that the Orianna being in mid lane was going to have that auto attack range advantage. Arcane, though, lands that auto attack. Wait, whoa! Beautiful play, lands the spear, hops in afterwards with the pounce, and again, I'm taking over your role.
Yeah, that is beautiful stuff right there. Played carefully, but going over to the jungle, Char in a lot of trouble, forced to burn the flash to run out of that one. Meanwhile, all by his lonesome, not feeling. Finally gets his ADC back, but the recall never came out of Cody J, and he's looking to just try and make the most of this, considering the health bars of Team Ignite's bot lane is so critically low.
And it's 17 farm to 28. This is one of the risks that you run into by actually sticking around in lane, is you aren't able to actually wave clear effectively, whether you're out of mana or just don't have the health to actually fight for those minions. And so slowly but surely, Sivir is losing out in farm, and needs to keep that in mind as the wave continues to just get reset slightly out of turret range, and Harima is doing a really good job picking it up.
Yeah, and look at this. The jungler of Team Ignite sees exactly what he wants. Let me play says let me slay as he chases down Cody. Gets a couple of auto attacks in, but is not going to find the cooperation with his team. Unable to score the kill in the bot lane.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the Karma speed him up, allow him to chase that Sivir down. He did use his engage fairly early on, and he is pre-6. Keep that in mind. He's only a level 3 Jarvan, so won't have that Cataclysm for a while yet. But resetting once again down there, Cody J actually sticks around and goes back to farming with less than 200 health, and Shyvana Mace look for a snack.
Oh, a new challenger has appeared. Mystic running over to Cody, able to get one auto in. The Q's gonna land and just needs the ignite to finish it off. Team Ignite finishing it in style.
The greed from Cody J finally punishes him really hard. He's going to die, lose even more farm. Now, fortunately, the wave is fairly in the middle, so it's not going to be that much more farm lost, but still, he's down 10 farm. He only has a couple of swords to the BF sword that Jinx has already been able to pick up.
And so far, this game is looking pretty fun because there's just so many different ways for this to be approached from every single lane, whether you go for the roam, whether you try and fight it out. It's so unorthodox the way this in-game meta for this particular game has shaped up to be.
And that's what I like about Mystic Warrior with the AP Shyvana. Not only something you don't expect, but after J4 ganked, and you're like, okay, well, the flash has been burned, maybe he tries to repeat gank. No, he recalls, which leaves Cody J feeling confident, feeling good, and then the roam from the Shyvana. And you don't expect that. I mean, heck, I don't even expect Shyvana to be in game, let alone mid lane, let alone roaming to the bottom lane. And she's able to pick up a kill with that. This is a little more skirmishing going on in the bottom lane.
Yeah, not feeling. Takes another shot, but meanwhile, the top lane, Char going after Double Knot. Double Knot able to run away, but gets clipped by the boomerang. Takes a bit of damage, but he's able to get under his tower in time. Still, though, it's gotta hurt getting bullied so much.
Eat oranges is K. Still fairly even in farm. The Cull is what he actually picked up very, very early on. He's about halfway finished with that, which is pretty decent for where we are at the game at the moment. Really interested in seeing what he decides to get after he's able to finish that off and get the influx of gold. It's a Wind Drake to start the game off. As we saw last game, triple Wind Drakes really help you roam around the map. Only a first one so far this game, but man, those extra percentages that Drakes give you now are still super nice to have.
Oh yeah, they're absolutely stellar. And one of the things people, they always talk about the auto combat movement speed and say how niche it is, but when you recall, that's when you notice it the most. Being able to get to lane that little bit faster. It's such an underappreciated Drake. It's such an underappreciated little thing.
It can spell the difference between picking up 2 minions underneath the turret and picking up a full wave. I mean, really, it can be a big impact, as we might see a gank from Let Me Play in the mid lane with double buffs.
Nah, he's just there for looks. Let Me Play is just trying to style, profile, walk around, throw the Cataclysm, and walk on out.
Yeah, as you said, just, look really nicely. It says, hey, I got some skills too. I think you just force the Nidalee to rethink, maybe trying to get that pounce onto the Shyvana. Mystic Warrior able to recall safely. But yeah, it was initially nice because both junglers kind of came in, waved at each other, and then it seemed like they were going to go on their merry way.
Just shenanigans at the end of the day. That Cataclysm, I don't know what to say about it. That was just fun. That was a good that's a good way say hello to your enemy mid laner, and we'll see what he does while he's going about this map elsewhere. I'm not really sure what he's looking to pick up next, but at the end of the day, he's still got the flag and drag. I love Jarvan players as it is, but in the bot side, Cody gonna get rooted up. Doesn't take too much damage. Gonna eat that Mantrid Q. The rocket's firing through.
Gotta give credit though to Cody. He's absorbed a lot of pressure from this Karma with that spell shield. A really good champion in that Karma. You can time it right. We got a gank for the Warwick.
Yeah, Infinite Arrest gonna land, forces the flash out of Hari. Hari forced to eat the Boomerang Blade, but Rocket gonna go through. Spell Shield able to block it, and Single trying to return some fire. The minions there to be the partner of Single.
So Warwick burns the flash, able to get a little bit of aggression. Cody J is actually gonna take a beating from some minions as well. And Shyvana's coming around from behind.
Oh, this might find a kill right here. The Ignite going through, and here comes that Dragon's Descent. But under the tower, it's not looking too good. Harima forced to use the heal. The flash coming down, Mystic Warrior. Kill picked up onto you, Single from Arcane Vixen. Brilliant roam to come through. And now in full retreat is Team Ignite as Arcane Vixen looks to find more. Gonna get the double Ignite onto Arcane Vixen. Gonna heal through, but let me play. He's still moving forward. He doesn't care. Goes for the Cataclysm onto Not Feeling, but he's not gonna find much in that one. Forced to make his way out of that fight in the top lane. Meanwhile, swing both ways, able to take down Double Knot.
A swing and a hit with the rock throw. That was awesome. And I don't know if it was accidental, but I'm going to call it calculated. Predicted where the Gangplank was going to flash. Perfect positioning. Picks up a solo kill up there, which, man, Gangplank is so hard to kill. We've already talked about. Eats oranges in his K. And still, good play from Swings Both Ways. Gets him a kill. 4 kills to 2 with a lot of craziness going on in the bottom lane and not a lot of kills. Now, a couple kills here and there, but I think a lot of that was just because nobody had back yet to actually buy, whereas Jinx now has finished the Stormrazor's Edge as we got an engage from Double Knot in the top lane.
Yeah, that one's not going to work out. The Narbar was almost maxed out. He was going to find his way out one way or another. Going to take that recall now. Has quite a bit of gold to work with. 1,400 in the pocket, working towards that Black Cleaver. But unfortunately, that recall constantly being disrupted by Double Knot.
And in the bottom lane, not feeling so woo. Running away.
There goes that Ignite once again, but the ultimate gonna come through. Cody J trying to block for his ally. Out goes the zap, not gonna be enough to take down Not Feeling So Ooh. Just realized that was the name, and I love it.
Yeah, it's so fun to say. So fun to say. As yeah, you Single has just consistently put pressure on him. Might actually be getting a kill now.
Actually comes through. Boomerang Blade out of nowhere, able to even up that score on the bot side.
Yeah, that shockwave didn't do any damage, but displaced the Karma long enough, holding her in place for Sivir. Throw out the boomerang, pick up her first kill of the game. It is a trade 1-for-1, so both ADCs gonna go back to farming, and Jinx continues to edge out a farm lead from those minions, especially helpful having already completed one full item to the Sivir's just pieces.
Yeah, and you can tell right there that Cody's just kind of itching for a back. He's finally able to clear the wave, as a Sivir should. Just get a nice clear there, and get that recall. 700 gold in the pocket. Not much to buy, but should be enough to complete that Stormrazor as it goes into the inventory, Cody.
There you go. See evenness between these two AD carries in that bottom lane, but it's all about these supports setting up the engages, in which Karma seems to be doing a good job of setting up another one.
Oh, this bot lane is nothing but a bloodbath. Bodies always falling left and right. If we look at the grand total, 6 kills in the bot lane alone. Absolutely berserk, but not as berserk as this mid lane as Mystic tries to find the kill after being aggressed on. Not going to work out, though. Has to back off there. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, 1 plate going to be taken away. 160 gold going to 80 apiece to Harima and you Single.
Arcane setting up for a spear. Ooh. Butt clench there, gets Mystic Warrior out. I think if Arcane had landed the caster curse. The caster curse comes through again.
Oh, that spear was absolutely nasty, but the fight continues. Cataclysm falls through. Shockwave gonna try and claim a revenge kill. Not gonna work out. Let me play. Able to walk out of that one alive.
Yeah, it's a perk of being Jarvan, you go in, you press R, you hold someone in place long enough for your team to kill them, and then you walk away happy. Not quite as fun as Veigar, who presses R and kills somebody, but still a good setup for the team. 6 kills, 2-5, 2,000 gold lead for Team Ignite, and a lot of that is just off of the farm. Almost every lane has a small or significant farm lead, the only difference being that mid lane, which is still fairly even between the two. And we'll see how that scales up as we have crested that 14-minute mark, so no more plates to take away.
And with the plates gone, rotations are critical right here. The junglers got to start making their way all across this map to find that first brick of the game, which is ever so crucial to get your team scaling.
Still that Windrake sitting on the map. No one rushing towards it yet. A little bit of vision from both teams sitting on it. Just keeping an eye on if the enemy team tries to rotate towards it. Is Warwick chilling in the enemy jungle, hanging around, maybe looking for a gank in the mid lane.
Now possibly kind of sneaking around there. You can also see that Let Me Play is peeking as well. Both junglers around this mid side. Not really gonna commit to it though. They just can't get close enough, and Let Me Play might find his way in there. Instead, gonna find a trap. Almost found a spear too.
And I think the delay is really bad from the side of XenoMVP, because when you look at the lineup from Ignite, you've got a Jinx, you've got a Gangplank, you got these champions that are gonna just keep scaling throughout the game. Late game Jinx is a very terrifying monster. She's one of those hyperscalers, and you don't want to just allow her. She's already 30 farm up, and will continue to just build up a massive gold lead. When a team fight breaks out, if it's not a 5v5 that shuts her down immediately, it's going to be pretty painful for the side of XenoMVP.
Oh yeah, especially when Harima finally completes that Zill item and maxes out the Storm Razor first hit. That front-loaded damage is annoying, but the flash going to be burnt from Charan. No Cataclysm to follow. Backup coming from swing both ways. A little bit of tension over on this topside jungle. Mystic Warrior going to run away from this one. Arcane Vixen wants to jump over the wall. Going to fail it, but Cataclysm comes in. He's all by his lonesome, has to flash out, but here comes Mystic Warrior, and they're going to find two and be able to claim victory in that team fight.
That was so beautiful. You thought that Jarvan was dead. Oh, we got a little N6 game skirmish.
We are not done. Another spear gonna follow. Will not land onto Mystic Warrior. Just gonna crawl his way on out of there. Better safe than sorry.
Absolutely. So Jarvan goes in, gets the Cataclysm on 2, and then sneaks out a third as Arcane Vixen hops into the party pit, and Jarvan says, later, all I was doing was setting you up for Shyvana to throw that ultimate, walk right through you, burning everyone's health down, Gangplank showing up to party as well, and it just a good play. And that's really that initiation that Team Ignite has when they want to set those fights.
Oh, that was absolutely nasty. You could see right there that Cody wanted to block it, but the splash damage, my friend. Still, though, it's not over in this bot side single. He's going to single out Cody, Jay, and they're just racking in the gold.
That Karma's got a lost chapter going for the Morellonomicon, looking to be a damage support in that bottom side. What? Shield my allies? No, I'm going to kill you because death is the best CC.
Most definitely, and first brick. Meanwhile, Harima and you single are able to collect that together. You can see the bounty already on Harima, and 1,800 gold in the pocket. This next back is going to be big.
Most definitely. I like that. I don't think it was an intentional pun, but I heard it anyway because my brain's full of puns, and yeah, good stuff. As single comes in the mid lane looking for a gank. We got 4 members around the corner. Arcane Vixen gets back to the turret in time, though.
This is a good move. This is where you want to start doing those rotations. Trying to find turret after turret, claim all those outers, and no better outer turret than the mid lane one itself, the Jewel of the Rift.
Especially when that Warwick is on the top side. He initially was walking around, but he was seen by a ward, so Gangplank was able to stay safe, and now both junglers are going to just slap each other around a little bit in mid lane. Junglers, I'm kidding, Shyvana's not a jungler, she's a mid laner this game.
I don't blame you. It's a dragon, you want to think it's a jungler. Almost going to break out with the fight. Cataclysm going through, Infinite Duress under the tower. Let Me Play, trying to run out of that one, but Char takes a lot of damage. Cannon Barrage going to be effective in disengaging that fight.
Yeah, really nicely done. Jarvan is able to get out alive, though not that much help. And Gnar blocks away that super mega death rocket. Shyvana, though, looking maybe engaged from the backside.
Yeah, this is kind of tense here. Probably not the best decision when you're a glass cannon AP carry. Just rather play that one safe. It's not all that much of a priority to dive 3 people all by your lonesome.
Gangplank has finished the Trinity Force, still has the Cull to sell, so still going to get another influx of gold, but the Trinity Force completed means that he's got plenty of damage. Good spell shield from Cody J.
Great spell shield to come through, and now the rebuttal is being sent as Mystic Warrior has to back off, able to dodge that spear and deliver more of those flame breaths, but over in the top lane, a solo turret going over to swing both ways.
Holy moly, this Shyvana hurts! That's the third person that she's hit and drops her health to half. Karma flash for flash with the Orianna. That's not actually good for the side of XenoMVP because you want to have that flash shockwave available on that Orianna to set up their plays, because outside of maybe a Warwick ultimate, they don't have many engaged tools.
Yeah, it's a little bit rough for them. They're really hinging on the Mega Gnar for that late game to be that big engage, but even then, that's extremely conditional as we start to see Team Ignite set up for this mid lane tower, and some kills to come with it. Arcane Vixen on the run, walks right into a trap. Cannon Barrage, it's all for show. They want to claim this tower. Shockwave gonna go out, gonna deter that attempt at a siege.
A nice heal from Harima as well, just to make sure that everyone gets out. Their health bar is fairly close to being topped off. We got 3 new contenders to try to hold this mid lane turret. 3 for 3, but last time Team Ignite was able to win. It looks like they're gonna try to win again.
Mystic looking to find more.
Oh,
but unable to find the damage he needs. Harima gonna be the first one to go down. Binding lands onto Cody, but swing both ways. Wants a piece of Mystic, can't find it. Low health bars all over the place. If Mystic could find the shot, he can end it. Double kill off the Cataclysm, annihilating XenoMVP.
oh my gosh, beautiful play. And as we get an ultimate from Charan, we're continuing to have these fights going down.
Ooh, that is tough to come back from. The gold is being racked in. About 8K ahead is Team Ignite. They got some major purchases to do, and with all outer towers down, Vision is firmly in their control.
I mean, from Team XenoMVP, you'd think that when they're sitting at 3 members under 100 health, just back off, guys. Let them have the turret. It's not worth it. Sure, you want to hold on to that mid lane turret, but it's already sitting at a quarter health. Let them have it. Focus on the areas that you can win. You're not going to win a fight against an AP Shyvana who can just burst insane amounts of health off of you when 3 members are sitting at a sliver of health. And Let Me Play, just perfect roam, comes down, picks up the double under the turret, and the turret still goes down. That's just a complete loss from XenoMVP.
Yeah, and a brilliant play from Let Me Play, knowing to take that flank, but over in the bot side, double knot, 1v1, Cody J goes down, and that's the power. That Gangplank Static Shiv as well as the Trinity Force. You do not want to contest that alone.
He still has the call in his inventory. He's like, you know what? Until I need to sell it, I'm so far ahead at this point. 50 farm, 100 or 750 gold bounty on his head. He is feeling good, so he says, hey, you know what? It's got a couple stats to it. I guess I'll keep it around for a while.
Ooh, out goes the Cataclysm. Charan, the one caught out here. Unfortunately for him, no infinite to rest to get him out of that. As the pressure continues, Team Ignite set their sights on this mid lane siege.
That second tier turret going to fall as Ignite picks that up. They are just scaling the gold. We haven't checked on it in a while. It's a 10,000 gold lead, ladies and gentlemen. They are feeling so good, and a lot of that was off of that mid lane fight, and now they're just going to snowball by picking up a second Windrake, making these rotations even faster, and Double Knot gets his own turn in the bottom lane.
Yeah, Double Knot looking to run away from this one. Going to try and use that Trinity Force to get as much movement speed as possible, but the Boomerang not going to land. Almost clips him, and now trying to turn it around is you single. Got backup from Mystic Warrior. They only look for the disengage.
Man, normally this is where I'd ask the analyst, how does a team get back into it? But I'm the analyst, so I gotta talk about Team XenoMVP.
How does the team get back into it, Jake?
There you go. It's so weird because I was about to ask that question, and I'm like, wait a second, I gotta reverse roles here. As they don't get back into it by recalling in the middle of the jungle that you do not own. That is just disrespectful, and Orianna pays for it with her life. The only way I see is a perfect Mega Gnar MVP, or Mega Gnar play. They need to have this Gnar not only get stacked up enough to make a Mega Gnar play, but they need to be grouped. If you lose bottom lane turret to GP, let him have it, because you're not going to win 1v1. You're probably not going to win 2v1. Instead, focus on maybe the 5v4 and try to win that fight with the Mega Gnar, as we got the engage from the Mega Gnar.
Mega Gnar is coming up as he's able to get the slam, but he's the one that goes down. Double shot is here, double not, mind you. Claran goes down. That's 2 kills for 1 in favor of Team Ignite as they look to set up another siege. A lot of tension towards this top lane. Inner tower, Shockwave gonna find 2, but not feeling, doesn't find much else but death after at the hands of Double Knot as he runs on out there feeling good about the gold he just collected.
Oh man, there's so many setups that looked so good, but in the end, they didn't have the carries, they didn't have that Orianna, they didn't have the Nidalee, they didn't have the Sivir. Nobody followed the Mega Gnar through, nobody followed Warwick through, despite them landing on those critical members, and they just died on the way out. Then you saw an attempt at a fight mounted once again underneath that second tier turret, but it's all the squishy carries. They're not going to be able to chase these members of Team Ignite down, and once they lost their health, they said, you know what, we'll just let them walk away, and so the scaling continues to a 12,000 gold lead.
Yeah, this is getting nasty. You can see that recall. It's about to come out of Double Knot. He's trying to build up for that Infinity Edge. We'll see if he finally sells that call. Is this it right here? Is this the souvenir call?
Nope.
He's gonna walk away with it. What is he doing?
He really likes his call. It's his pet. I don't know what he's got to name it, but he's going to name it something. Hang on to it probably till the end of the game at this point. And he does have the BF sword, though, so he's getting close. He's getting close to that Infinity Edge. But man, even Karma is just bursting people down, building that Rabadon's death cap at this point with the double needlessly large rods. This is a team of nothing but pain from the side of Team Ignite.
Yeah, that is terrifying when the support has enough gold to go a mid lane offensive build. You know you might have messed up a little bit. This is some disgusting damage that's going to come in these next team fights, and it's going to be absolutely pitch perfect play if Team XenoMVP want to come back from this one.
Well, and it shows you the difference in those supports. If you look at it, kind of spells the name of the game so far, because the Karma build is what Orianna wants to have built. She wants to finish Morellonomicon, then pick up that Luden's Echo, go for damage routes, make that Shockwave actually more than just a displacement. But she's so starved for gold, so down. Oh, thank you, more please, for the tier 1 sub. Oh my gosh, I appreciate that. I didn't even... Man, not only did you gift me a sub earlier today, but now you're subbing to my own channel. Champion of support there. Okay, to the game, 80, 80, yeah. 20 kills to 8, Team Ignite. Crushing it this game, just decimating everything that XenoMVP tries to throw at them. They're finally forced to group here in the mid lane. This may be the one chance that they have at being able to win a fight underneath the turret to be that 6th man before their inhibitors go down. Because once that inhibitor goes down, that could be the end of the game. It's swing both ways, goes in with Mega Gnar. Doesn't get anything.
Mega Gnar not going to find it. And you were talking about the power of this build, XenoMVP. And you do have to admire the attempt for going this type of, how do I say this type of wombo combo. I'm just going to use straight up gamer terms. But at the same time, it's so reliant on your ultimates. If you cannot find it, then you just cannot win a team fight.
Yeah, that, and when you don't have someone to sustain through the burst the Team Ignite's bringing. I mean, they really have the Karma, the Shyvana, all of these champions can just knock you down from full health to half or full health to death in a moment. Would so much rather have seen something like a Soraka coming out as a support for XenoMVP. Because not only are you going to be able to heal and sustain through those initial bursts, but you got the silence as well. That's going to be able to lock someone down, keep the Shyvana from ulting into a fight until she gets out of it. It could have been a bit more powerful for a team as a whole. But again, it's preseason. We're doing some fun games. Yeah. Maybe next time, don't take the Orianna in a ranked game as support.
There's so many little funny things going on with this matchup. The fact that Double Knot will not let go of that completed call. And the fact that Let Me Play has gone not one, but two black cleavers at this point.
Double X's! Obviously, Jarvan is trying to pull out the Olaf cosplay.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Meganar is up once again. That's an engagement window, but at this point, they might be too far gone to find any successful engage against this team of Team Ignite as they push forward, looking to claim the first inhibitor of the game. The Baroned up minions knocking at the base, but it doesn't look like it's gonna go down just yet. Team XenoMVP, they're playing it carefully, and they're getting the wave clear to keep themselves alive.
And, you know, even if the game goes to Team Ignite, even if they continue to decimate and steamroll and look at this map, snowball to victory, which shouldn't be too much of a shocker, you gotta give credit, though, to XenoMVP. They have the matching skins. At least they look pretty. They can say one thing about themselves, that no matter how the game went, at the end of the day, despite giving over 20 kills, they looked pretty as they give over a 21st and maybe a 22nd.
So kills found left and right. On the attack is U-Single able to find another kill. That's 4 down. One more remains, and the last stand is done. Quadra kill going over to Harima. The Nexus under fire. Team Ignite are going to close this one out 25-9.
Beautifully done. They set their sights. They set the Baron onto the Nexus. All they needed to do was say it's go time. They did. They efficiently cleaned up, got the ace. To be fair, you know, I guess the Karma was just wanting us to donate one more kill over. Say, okay, guys, you can feel a little bit good about yourself. You got one back. You got one back. How about that? But yeah, overall total domination from the side of Team Ignite, doing a crazy good job. And XenoMVP struggling from the get-go. Arcane Vixen had some pretty decent plays towards the beginning, but as the game scaled later and later, the damage and burst from Ignite was just way too much for anyone to really handle.
Yeah, I gotta commend Arcane Vixen, because the plays that we did see that were solid from Team XenoMVP were the early plays made by Arcane Vixen. The rotations, looking to seek out kill after kill, especially in that bot lane. It was a good attempt, but it was all futile because the bot lane just exploded for Team Ignite. They just went nuts. They would not stop with the kills. And when it's two people getting fed at once, it's very hard to come back from that kind of deficit.
Gotta give the shout out though to Let Me Play as well. 3-0-8, didn't die once, again and again, using that Cataclysm to set the rest of the team up for victory.
The double cleavers.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, and the call still in Double Knot's inventory. I mean, might as well call him Team Cull at this point, because that's just darn awesome.
They call him Double Knot.
Oh, look at the puns. They're so good. They're so good. I love it. All right, guys. We are going to be coming back for Game 4. Here's the question. I know the Ace has got his team ready to go, so we're going to get his team in, as well as we have a handful of other people. Do we want, this goes out to you guys in the chat, do we want to do a Snowdown game, or do we want to do another Summoner's Rift? That's the question. That is the question. A bunch of people are trying to rejoin. The queue's already set. You guys don't have to join a second time. I could reset it, though. I just need to know if you guys want to do a normals or a Snowdown. Either way, we're going to take a short break. We'll figure that out as we go. And yeah, we'll be right back with game number 4, which will probably be the last game of the night, as we are pushing that midnight time. But we'll figure that out. Stick around in chat. Let me know, and we'll talk about it.